You can't take it any higher really, can you, your campaign? Talked a bit about football and sort of general bits and bobs to start off with, and then it was a case of just getting down to business about, is this possible, can we do this? And he was sort of quite keen, to look into doing everything he can to help the campaign and support us as best as possible.
I mean, I would like to know how the information about donations for bone marrow actually gets out to people at the moment.
Yeah. They were very receptive when I've sort of met the various ministers and just come back from meeting the Prime Minister now. A lot of time for me, and although no promises were made as such, they all seemed like they really wanted to take this on. And so all we're asking for is a 40-minute talk or lecture about why it's important to do these things, once a year to all these, young adults, and just really widening their kind of, sort of general education, I suppose. And I'm convinced that many more people will come forward to donate once they know the facts. It's not a horrific procedure, it's not as scary as people think. Ask 10 people on the street tomorrow what bone marrow donation is like, they'll tell you it's a drill into your spine or something horrific like that. And the reality is very different, and I'm convinced that if more people knew the facts and the truth and were educated better, some of the 16,000 people who are waiting for a transplant won't die. What's really good about joining their register is that you just give blood, you can then ask to go on the register, and that's it, the same process. Go on the register after that, but they don't really promote it because it needs more work and so on for them at the moment. We transform that and the same website.
Right, we're going to make sure that you can get some of these things done.
I did try and push him on some actual commitments, but of course he's a very good politician, and nothing was sort of promised there and then, but I genuinely believe, I think he will take this on and try and do as much as possible. He actually suggested trying to take it a step further and perhaps getting a sort of video campaign going or something like that involving some celebrities, which is quite well connected, so that might be quite good if that could happen. He's asked me to sort of write back to him with what he'd like to say to perhaps some of these I don't know, sporting heroes or whatever, about how could he raise even more awareness. So yeah, he seemed really sort of keen to help out as much as he could. He said that he thought it was quite brave and quite a noble kind of thing I was trying to do, and yeah, we had quite a nice chat though about other things too. I had a lot of time for him. I know people say he's a bit sort of not very human, but I think when you meet him one-to-one, he's a nice bloke. And it's had a lot of time for me.